half-halt is a calling of the horse to a perfect state of balance and attention. This beautiful package of aids. We have the set of driving aids, the set of bending aids, and the aid of the rein of opposition. The first two creating forwardness and proper bend, and the second one, and the third one rather, that is in charge of regulating the amount of the first two. You got it? So now, here's the great news about this, that if we take these three sets of aids and are able to marry them together in the length of time of, guess what? A complete breath. Remember we talked about the breath? We have the ability to adjust all sorts of things, okay? So, when a horse goes in perfect balance, right? He's out in the field and he's perfectly balanced and he's really proud. How does he look? Does he look like our dressage horses that are going around in the Grand Prix? Isn't that interesting? Because see, that's the whole idea of why they thought, wow, this dressage stuff could be really cool for us, whether we're going into battle or whether we're doing these ballets or whatever we're going to do, because if we can make them stay in perfect balance, they look gorgeous, don't they? And they're all flowing and with all this expression, and it's beautiful. So our job is to try to maintain them in this perfect state of balance and attention. Now, the horse that is going from a walk to a trot, as he goes faster, where does his center of gravity go? The more our center of gravity wants to go forward. Now imagine that you had somebody that you were giving a piggyback ride to while you were doing that running. Would that have changed everything? Yeah, because you're giving a piggyback ride while trying to run, meaning that you have to change the way you're balancing in order to maintain your balance so you don't fall down. That's what the horse is always worried about. You know that? That's his biggest concern once you're riding around on him, that he's going to fall down, that he's going to lose his balance. And so he has two natural balancing tools. One of them is his head and neck. That's a big, heavy thing. So they raise their head and neck as they start to lose their balance. The idea of marrying these three sets of aids comes in. But we're going to go from the walk to the trot. 10% of the horse's weight is going to go forward. That's by the nature of it, of going faster. Okay? So, if we take in a breath, we breathe in, right? Braced, right? Okay? So we brace our seat. We're going to close our legs. Say we're on the circle going 20 meters to the left right here. Our inner leg's at the girth, our outer leg is behind the girth, and our inside rein is doing its usual job of bending the horse to the left, right, with our inside hand. And the horse is going to say at that second, up, I feel my mom, she's telling me to go faster and to bend more. But at that same second, you close your outside hand into a fist, thereby closing an imaginary door in front of his nose that open would have allowed him to speed up and bend more. But now close says, you have to yield, boy, right here. You're not allowed to speed up, and you're not allowed to bend even more. And so, if he's not allowed to speed up, you're driving, right? And the bend is correct, and he says, I'm yielding here, I'm not allowed to speed up. What's gonna happen to his hind legs if this door is closed in front of him? Joints, right? And if the joints of the hind legs bend more, what happens to the horse's butt, the top of his butt? Does it go up or down? It goes down. And if his butt goes down, what happens to his front end? It goes up, but he's yielded to the action of the outside fist and the inner hand that's bending him, so that he's giving in here. So where does it go up from? Not his head and neck. It goes up from his withers and shoulders, right? And at that second, remember the 10% of his weight that was going to go forward when he goes from the walk to the trot? Well, at the second when his butt did that, where do you think his center of gravity went? It went backward, right? So we took the 10% and said, hey, I'm going to push your hind legs more underneath, and now you're down here, and now in this second while you're down here, I'm also going to dictate to you with my seat and leg, through my hand, the trot. And he goes into the trot, and you've taken 10% of his weight back. The 10% by nature has gone back forward. Guess where we are? Exactly where we were before. Do you get that? And that's the beauty of dressage.